Crime never pays. Famous Gangsters. This is a semi-biography of Lucky Luciano, a New York gangster that knew how to play the game. Want to know how he did it? Listen carefully to find out. Enjoy. A Drawmix Audio Comics production.
A dream was born in the heart of young Salvatore Luciano when in 1907 the 9-year-old immigrant left the misery of poverty-crushed Sicily. Before him, the doors to America and a new life swung wide to welcome him. But it took only 5 years of stewing in the melting pot of New York to crush that vision and replace it with bitterness and hate. Then one day in 1912, in the smoky pool room on the Lower East Side,
Look who's here, the hard-working delivery boy.
I'll show you boys how to play this game. I've got a buck here that's just itching for some company.
Wait a minute, Crumb. This ain't no penny ante game. Take your buck in your hat box and blow.
Why you? Nobody calls me Crumb and gets away with it.
Watch it, Sal. He's got a knife.
So you want to play rough, huh, punk? There. Maybe that'll teach you to keep your trap shut. Remember that, you guys. I'm never gonna be a Crumb either. If I have to be one, I'd rather be dead.
and that became Salvatore Luciano's guiding rule in life. He quit his job, joined the notorious 5-Point Gang of Mulberry Street, and changed his name to Charlie Luciano. Slowly, he started to claw his way up the ladder of crime.
Here's your stick, Mike. Only it's gonna cost you $10. The cops are putting the heat on. This stuff is hard to get.
Mike said, who cares what it costs, Charlie? I gotta have this junk or I'd croak.
That's your hard luck, sucker. As long as you keep me in business, I'll... Wait. What are you doing?
Mike, come on in, boys. I've got the dope now.
You dirty little stool pigeon. I'll blast you for ratting on me.
Don't reach for it, Luciano, or you be the ones full of holes.
Let go of me, Coppa. You can't pin anything on me.
Don't be so sure, wise guy. This little packet's gonna send you to the pin for a long stretch.
But Mike was wrong because Luciano turned stool pigeon himself, told the police where the large catch of narcotics was stored, and got off without a sentence. The years passed and Luciano started to go places in the rackets. He became bodyguard and right-hand man to a rising vice overlord called Joe the Boss, one night in October 1929.
Come on, baby, the evening's young. Let's make the rounds.
Anything you say, Charlie, wait, look!
Hold it, Buster. You won't need your car tonight. Me and the boys are gonna give you a free ride.
You must be making a big mistake, fellas. What do you want with me?
Shut up and get in. You'll find out soon enough. As for you, sister, make out like this never happened or you may get a dose of the same.
Oh!
An hour later, in a lonely stretch of woods on Staten Island.
Honest, boys, you must have the wrong guy.
Sure. Next thing you tell me you're not Joe the Boss Torpedo Man. Come on, Eddie, let's get this over with. With pleasure, Blackie. Maybe Joe the Boss will change his ways after he sees his boy here.
Yeah, he'll think twice before he tries to muscle in on all rackets in New York.
Death winked that night on Staten Island, and Luciano suffered no more than a severe beating from that time on, and Luciano became lucky to the boys in the underworld and held even months later when at Coney Island.
Phew. I'm bushed, boss. How about taking a break? I want to throw a little water on my face.
Go ahead, Lucky. I'll wait out here. Only make it snappy. I want to go on a few more rides before we beat it.
There's the mug. We want Sam. Let him have it.
Blazing Guns sang a strange song in the giant amusement park dedicated to fun as Swiftly.
Holy smokes, boss. Did they get you bad?
Pretty bad, kid. It looks like you're gonna be the new boss around the mob, Lucky. Oh.
The newspapers listed the death of Joe the Boss as just another gang killing, but the smart boys in gangland were whispering that it was no accident that Lucky was missed when his boss was shot. Soon, Lucky was elected head of the Union Siciliano, an infamous crime syndicate. But there was no stopping him now, as one day he called a meeting of the elite of crime-dom.
Look, boys, What sense is there in fighting each other in this town? We're fools if we keep on.
Keegan, Sicati, Druber, and Red Tillman. Rulers all nodded and agreed as Lucky went on.
New York is like a big fat melon. All we have to do is stick together and cut it up into nice juicy slices.
But there were others with the same greedy ideas. One in particular, Salvador Marizano, whom Lucky had beaten out as head of the Union Siciliano, could not forget his younger rival. On September 10, 1931, in the New York Central Building.
Lucky is getting too big for his britches, boys. We'd better do something quick or we'll be squeezed out of the racket. Wait, that noise.
All right, boys. On your feet and keep your hands behind your heads. Now line up facing a wall. Look, fellas, just like a shooting gallery. Go ahead, try your luck.
Nice shooting, boys. You never even scratch the others. Hey, Chuck, make sure Marisano's iced.
Don't worry, Bo. If those slugs didn't do the job, this knife will put the finishing touch to our friend here. Okay, let's scram, boys, and you guys stay put until we're out of here, or you'll each get a visit from the Big Six.
There it was. The biggest city in the world was in the grip Lucky Luciano's brainchild, the Big Six of crime. This violent combination reigned supreme in every racket. It wasn't until one night in November 1935 that the rule of the Big Six was threatened. Duke Williams, another racket boss, and his men were in the Palace Chop House near Patterson.
What a day, fellas. Look at these receipts. Wait, what's that? Look out, Duke. The window.
The washroom. There's a window in it. If I can make it, I'll be safe.
But Duke Williams could not escape the messengers of death as... The underworld had gotten rid of one of its undesirables, but it was soon to discover that it could never get rid of the stench of this murder. In a city fighting to free itself from the stranglehold of the rackets, young George Ryan had been appointed district attorney of Kings County. The new prosecutor was a born fighter, striking hard at the core of racketeers. The day after Schultz's murder.
It's no use, Mr. Ryan. My man can't find Luciano. He must have skipped town.
We've got to find him, Inspector. Issue a nationwide alarm. I want that hoodlum, Inspector. I think he has something to do with the Williams murder. If we can crack him, we may be able to blow the whole crime syndicate wide open.
Lucky Luciano was an elusive figure. However, for months, he dodged the law of many states. Then one day in the spring of 1936 at Hot Springs, Arkansas.
It has been a long day, Pete. I'll be glad when our shift turns in. Wait, look at those men getting out of the car there. I swear that one guy looks like Lucky Luciano, the mug they've been after in New York. Let's find out.
Right, Sid? But if it is Luciano, keep your gun handy. He's dangerous.
Come on, boys. Let's try this gambling joint. I feel lucky today. Maybe we'll win for a change.
Boy, you sure are a glutton, Lucky. Wait, here comes trouble.
It's him all right, Pete. Come on, Lucky. We're gonna take a ride to headquarters. The chief might be surprised to see you.
Just a minute, officer. Can't we settle this here?
Look out! He's going for his gun!
Don't get jumpy, boys. I haven't carried a heater for years. I know when I'm licked. I'll go with you.
After Luciano surrendered so meekly to the police, justice moved swiftly when his underlings saw him backed into a corner. They talked and talked plenty. Soon the case against Lucky Luciano was complete. When on June 6, 1936...
Gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor. We find the defendant guilty as charged.
Luciano's once proud lord of crime was found guilty on 61 charges of racketeering that day. When Luciano fell, most of his crime empire crumbled with him. And in the years that followed, the name Lucky Luciano became dim in the memories of the war-torn nation. But then, in 1946, he came back into the public's eye, as in Dannemora prison.
Okay, Lucky, get your stuff together and come with me. Ryan's just freed you.
What, are you kidding, Warden? I can't believe that.
Lucky Luciano was free, but he was put on a ship under guard and deported back to Sicily. and there he remains today, brooding over his exile, and perhaps remembering the country that had taken him in 43 years before. The end.
Lucky Luciano's game was staying alive to tell his story. How lucky is that? Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Dramix vintage comic book stories. Thank you.